Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Swemp Electronics Football Alliance Division 1. And this is Matchday 23 Part 2, I believe. This is when the Cup games were played, those Cup semi-finals, and these league games were cancelled. So we head into a round of games featuring some big teams and some non-attenders, and then some of our obvious great mainstays of the league who we all know and love. Quick look into the fixtures for today. Dalgety Rangers, no team submitted. We'll play against the Old Age Ballers, who have done much better under the management of Martin, despite the fact the team is lower down the table than they were at the start. It's certainly a difficult team to manage. And I think if you were going to pick a team of over 31-year-olds, you could probably pick a much better squad. This is a good one. Falaraki versus Imagine Madrid, both managers being very much involved. Chris doing the best he could with a team that, I don't think I'd want. And of course, good management from El Champino, guiding his team up as high as 6th at one point. I mean, probably only 7th. Because they've played one fewer game. I'm not sure actually. Trumpton are involved in their 6th, of course, and they're playing tonight. Loco Calaveras, look at the drop since Los Hughes decided he was not having any more of it. Los Hughes has said goodbye to the league and he's not being replaced, whereas really they have a chance to really put some pressure at the top of the table tonight. And Team GB, no team tonight. Team GB will play against Trumpton, who, they've had a good season despite the fact they're lower down. They've hit some extreme bad luck, some injuries, and some experiments that haven't quite worked, but still top class entertainment. And we look to see what they can do tonight. So I will just do a quick little check. We'll go to the last match's results and you can have a quick scan of those. I'm just doing a last minute check on a team as I just make sure that the teams are definitely sorted. They're looking good. So last time around we see some massive wins for Trumpton, 5-1 in their game. Team GB no game tonight. They're playing no team tonight. These two both played last time, a 1-1 draw. So a good result for Falaraki to come back in that game. We also got Old Age Ballers there playing tonight. They had an extremely dull 0-0 draw. I think everyone apologised for that one. And Imagine Madrid, they're playing tonight and they had a big win over Dalgety Rangers last time out. So let's have a look and see where we go to first. Team GB versus Trumpton. Trumpton, look at the injuries again. Pontasberg, Zanoni, Crespo, 5-6 players on a yellow card. And up front today, Arellano is actually getting a game as one of the strikers, so we'll see how he gets on. I think it's good to have such a versatile player, isn't it? So these coming in to the side for today. Looking forward to seeing how they get on. Last time they played Team GB, they were beaten 3-0. But I don't know. Probably can I see it? Maybe it will happen again. Who knows? With their Team GB no team tonight. So I just checked that for sure. But the last message that came in was 6 days ago, and the team versus Tyneside submitted. So we watched the game from the point of view of Trumpton. Good evening, Chris. Good evening. We're in our first match at the moment. Trumpton versus non-submitted Team GB. So that's why we're watching from the Trumpton point of view, seeing how they get on tonight. Hope you're well. Looking forward to your match very soon. It's 1-0 and Barry Ferguson has scored for Team GB. Trumpton not quite getting going yet. A penalty awarded and Scholes making it 2. It seems like Team GB are off for a big victory here. If the team isn't submitted next time, then there are sanctions on Team GB, I'm sure there will be, but you know, it's a strong lineup, and they're 3 up at half time. Checking the stats there: 3 shots, 2 on target for Trumpton. Sadly, Chris, your hope of a 3-1 away win is not quite there. Just checking the sub instructions. Yeah, usual sub type thing. So, when you look here at Trumpton, I mean, wow. I've got a list of subs here. 5s or injured at 45. Well, I mean, we can't sub everybody. There are 4 players need to come off here. Penza on an 84% fitness as well. Who's performed the worst? Just taking a look at these players. I mean, Roy Keane, Kaladza, Thomas is on a yellow. We'll take Thomas off at half time. He's on a yellow and a 5. Bring on last match goal scorer Jamie Carragher. We're going to have to give the rest of the players some time here to 60 minutes and see how they get on. I'm pretty sure Penza will be coming off due to the injury suggestion. Zidane pulling one back. They come back. Is it on? I don't think it's quite on. Could easily be 4. Here we are with the subs now. So there's no one on 5s anymore. The performance has improved a little bit, but these are let's take a look here. Pence's just dropped to 82, but he is 6 and 83. I mean, that is exactly where it is. I mean, bringing on a forward at this point, I mean, for me, this is going to have to be Sadorf. And what would you do with that? What would you do? I think he swaps with Ray Parlour, and Ray Parlour goes centre forward. And very little can be done. Just following those usual sub instructions. Oh, Parlour! He pulls it back to 3-2. This is a much, much closer game than imagined, and Ray Parlour has a goal. Playing that role, going for an equaliser. They're looking a little bit lively. But Team GB on the attacks again. Any last chances? It's looking like a respectable result. They've just missed one final chance. It's finished 3-2. Weirdly, one of the players dropped down to a 5 despite the fact the team scored again. 3-2 is a respectable result, definitely. And Trumpton, unfortunately, beaten today. Loco Calaveras versus Real E. Loco Calaveras scored their Real E. So they've submitted their team today with a few changes. Somerville's back up front. And the back 3 is now Southgate, Ferdinand, Bischan. No arrows, I believe, in that team. I was given 2 instructions of arrows, but none others. So we see how they get on. Parlour is their man, Chris. You are not wrong. I think that's 2-2 for Ray Parlour, to be honest. So looking good. Let's bring on the last match they played against each other. Really did win this 2-1. They are trying to get themselves up towards the top of that table heading into this one, and with Matt's instructions, he has sent me his sub instructions for 60 minutes. And look at this, Adolfo back in, the reserves 1-2-0, and we watch from the point of view of Really, of course. It's been a quiet start, and there's a goal for Loco Calaveras. 1-0 already. Kirkland letting in an early goal. Huge in the title battle, that goal. Anything else coming on for either team? Van Nistelrooy playing it forward. 2-1 says Grace, good evening, Mr. Savage. It's 2-0 and it's Ronaldinho. These are going the ways of the teams that can't be bothered submitting teams tonight. This is not what we want, is it? Really, 2-0 down, heading into half time. Can they get one back at this point? Oof, it's as it is 2-0. They've not really gone into this too much. They'll be going into this last half hour of the game with their sub instructions. I'm really hoping that they can pay off. Otherwise, Kieran Dyer makes it 2-1. The game is back on. This is like Trumpton last time. And it's an equaliser. It's that player. And really going for it now. They're looking so much more lively. And they've made it 3-2. That is incredible. What a comeback. This team deserve to go on and be up there, don't they? Sophie Duca will come off for either Somerville or Kewell. And neither of them are carrying knocks here. And Kewell's on a 7, Somerville's on an 8. It's an interesting one, isn't it? Because whoever is playing worse, well, that's quite the statement here. I think Somerville's Kewell's got a goal. I think Somerville being less fit is being the one withdrawn here. Bowyer for Dyer over on. It seems like it's always for on. The one that's coming off here. Dyer though on 80%. So he will be withdrawn this time. So Bowyer. There he is. There's 2 sub instructions. The bets this weekend. I haven't seen those. I have not seen those bets. Be interesting to see what's going on with those. It looks like really have made a remarkable turnaround in this game. Can they get themselves more comfortable? Viduka's putting the ball wide. The opposition's still in this. Viduka couldn't miss, but he did. Any last chances here? Oh yes, Mike's accumulator, yeah. He's ahead. That's good news. Good news. 3-2 to really incredible result in the end. And a deserved victory. Well, nothing because of Southampton. You'd back Southampton at Watford, wouldn't you? You would back them. So there we are. Look at the result there. 3-2. Really huge. Target Rangers versus the Old Age Ballers. Martin's team for today. Kind of resembling more like their favoured lineup, but no Batistuta, as he is missing today through injury. Cafu also out, so with Bosvelt there as a wing back, it's maybe not 100% strong, but it is definitely a much stronger lineup than they were able to field last match in their 0-0 draw when they played against Dalgety Rangers last time. They were beaten 2-0. And Dalgety Rangers submitted for today. Not as he has been submitted 8 times this season, which is, we don't want a team winning the league that haven't been taking part. But if they win the league because the players are in there, then they win the league. Anyway, so we kick off this one. Old Age Ballers in their away kit of the red. They're looking more lively. And they're still going for it here. But nothing quite coming of it yet. Then the chance going forward for Dalgety. I bet every team that's not submitted has scored the first goal tonight. Are we going to continue that run? 3-1 is great. Hopeful of goals. Old Age Ballers don't score many, don't concede too many recently. Heading towards half time, and the results very much in the balance. A penalty turned down. And they get to half time level, which is pretty good for the Old Age Ballers. Nothing happening for Dalgety Rangers at the moment. And just to follow Martin's instructions on here, in the unlikely event of winning at half time, nope, so nothing planned for 60 minutes. I will take a look at it in case anyone is incredibly struggling. I am looking at it, and there won't be any changes if nothing is planned. Just continue. Way has just missed the target. Roma hurt you. Well, if you would put a team that Alf's playing against, then you know these things happen. A late chance for anybody in this game could be all the difference. The only team that's looked lively have been the old age ballers. And they're still going for it, but into full time, 0-0. And wow, one shot on target in the match. That is one shot on target in this game. No goals in the last two matches to feature old age ballers. Well, there we go. 16 attempted tackles, 6-1 from Bosvelt. A 0-0 draw for old age ballers is a great result for them. And into this final one of Falaraki versus Imaginary Madrid. And Falaraki's team for today sees, basically going back to a stronger setup for them. Bamishar and McManaman seems to be one of the preferred midfield lines there, and behind Shearer, Campbell, Southgate, Neville, Seaman in goal. Yeah, he's looking like about as good as they can get there. It's Southgate captaining the side. Last time they played Imaginary Madrid, it was a 2-2 draw. Jordi and Mendieta. So this is going back to early in the season, isn't it? And the other goals, scored by Ferdinand and Shearer. Only one up front today. A sub 20-minute stream. I'm not sure what they in the end up in under 20, but maybe under 25. Gives plenty of time for those Super Leaguers to have a little rest before the matches tonight, of course. Imaginary Madrid. So the one change today was that Colaccini has come back into the starting lineup. I think that was it. If I just check my instructions were correct, just Colaccini for Terry. And there's the team, which of course last time out had a win over Dalgety Rangers. So well done. Just like poor wingers. Robin and Totti on your wings there, but Jordi up front after last time scoring the winning goal against Dalgety. Great stuff. This season he now has 6 goals in a very, very injury disrupted season. Tom Henning of Rabu, 4-1 prediction. 4-1 to the home team from the manager of the away team. Good luck, guys. Okay. And the early start is very much Falaraki's, but Jordi has had a chance and David Seaman was not really tested too much by that one. Oh, more chances for Jordi. There was an offside, I don't know if it counts as a shot. But then Shearer going forward. Oh, and there's a goal for Steve McManaman. I believe Barnby crossed it in. So there's a goal for Falaraki. Falaraki pushing their way as far as they can up this table. 2 rounds to go after this, of course. We'll take a quick look at how the teams could finish up following this round. And we see not that many chances that are clear cut. Oh, there's one, intercepting a shot, nothing coming of it. And Shearer making it 2. It had been all Falaraki really in this half. And at half time, yes, very much all Falaraki. Any changes? Chris at half time, you got Barry Ferguson there on a 5. It's going to be a change of setup, or what will it be? Just take that in. Jordi definitely had 2 chances, but I believe one was ruled out for offside, so it hasn't counted as a shot. And Falaraki versus Imaginary Madrid has been quite an entertaining game so far. I look at Champino's instructions. which I believe are just 60-minute things. Ince will be withdrawn, I think, at that point. An arrow on Ferguson. Is it that arrow you wanted? I think it was diagonal, but if it's just straight, just let me know. You'll do whatever works best for you. It's been a strange old season for Imagine Madrid, with their old manager Matt withdrawing after quite a bit of time off, and then being taken over by Chris, who's given it his absolute best with this team. It's probably aren't a team that you'd want necessarily, but he's got them. He's doing what he can, trying to avoid bottom of the table. Shearer's going to shoot this free kick. No change to Ferguson. Condition wise, everyone's 85 plus, and that includes Totti, who's not injured. Just checking the ratings there. Robin, Campo, Lampard, Yordi on 6s, and Ferguson on a 5. We can see Colaccini on that yellow card as well. Plenty of different changes could be made here. And while he's just having a think, I'll do the Falaraki changes. So this is going to be all 3 changes. Shearer has scored, so we're going to see Ince withdrawn. Ince withdrawn for Batty. Take a look at the performance of the players, I guess. Everyone's on 7s and above. So this is Redknapp will come off for Gascoigne, and anybody Rainsway Barmby's doing very, very well. I'm going to draw Teddy Sheringham at this point, and Darren Anderton is going to come on for Sheringham, a triple change. You still need to high. Right, okay, so Imagine Madrid changes here. So Ferguson for Joe Cole. Place in attacking mid, and Lampard centre. Yordi off for Smith. There we are. Is that how you wanted it? I'm just going to show you on that. Is that how you want things? Before we kick off this one, see what goes on in the last bit. Obviously a third substitute is quite key, and he did say he wanted to make all 3 changes, so we shall see. That's fine, lovely. And the subs are made. We go back on to look at both sides. Chances very much still going Falaraki's way. Not a lot for Imagine Madrid in this match, but they've had a chance there. Stevens had to be alert to make the save. Paul Robinson's on a man of the match performance with Logan Nick Barmby at the moment. It'd be interesting to see who takes that one. If it's going to be either of those. Phil Neville picks himself up to an 8. Late one there, Joe Cole missing the target. And the final whistle is blown, and Nick Barmby does take man of the match, but both of those 9s dropped to 8s for no real reason. Look at that, Falaraki, a good team performance. And Matchday did his best for Imagine Madrid towards the end of that game. 13 tackles, 9 won by Captain Southgate. Shearer winning a 4 out of 11 headers, not many. Colaccini doing alright defensively. Matchday 3 key tackles. And that's the end of that chapter. So round 23 is fully played now, and round 24 was played the other day. So we look at how that affects the table now. effectively managerless Dalgety Rangers. Level on points now with Real E. Goal difference wise, 9 in it though, so a big gap to overcome there if the teams get the same number of points. Steelhawks third and Team GB fourth, level with each other, 2 points in it. They're both there. It's the top 4 guaranteed, but in what order? Be interesting to see how their seasons finish. Roundhay, Trumpton, Faliraki, that's the battle for 5th. We can't put Loco Calaveras into that with the non-management going on there, can we? Roundhay, Trumpton level on points and 4 goals apart. Faliraki 2 points further back and with a goal difference as good as Roundhay's. Loco Calaveras, I don't think they'll get into that top half now. North Trafford, who haven't been managed very much recently. Asner, no management going on at all there. And so you look at those teams, they slipping down that table. The Old Age Ballers just 2 points off the top 10 now. Alanson, 1 point adrift of that. Imaginary Madrid, another point adrift, well, in the same gap, sorry. And Tyneside 4 points behind everybody else. 2 matches to go. We'll see how the end of season looks in this one. So we have a midweek round. So the players are playing twice in the next week, so it'll be a test of squads going into these last 2 rounds, and then the cup final week after. Alanson, Imaginary Madrid, huge match for Wednesday night, absolutely massive. That's going to swing who gets 12th place, I think, and if they can even get 11th. Dalgety Rangers versus Real E, I mean, that is massive, but I mean, it would be massive if the management was happening there. I mean, Real E are the team that are more deserving of the title at the moment. Faliraki, Trumpton next to each other in the table, that's a big game. They're 2 great managers there. And Loco Calaveras and Team GB, well, Team GB have effectively got 3 points coming their way if they pick the team. If they're not, they're on random 4-4-2. North Trafford versus Asner, next to each other in the table, next to each other in terms of recent team submissions. Roundhay and Old Age Ballers. Roundhay would be expected to win that, but you never know. Old Age Ballers have had 2 consecutive clean sheets there. And Tyneside versus Steelhawks, effectively a gift to Steelhawks in this title battle. If the match between the top 2 ends in a draw, I am expecting the top 4 to be level on points going into the last round of the season. Wow. Then we have on the Saturday, Tyneside versus Loco Calaveras. A tale of will the team from Tyneside be submitted? And the final round, Aston Ajax versus Steelhawks, another gift for Steelhawks in that game. Imaginary Madrid versus Roundhay. Roundhay pushing to try and finish 5th. Can they do it? Old Age Ballers and North Trafford. I mean, Martin versus Ryan in that one. Big game. Real E versus Alanson. Now that should be a winnable game for Real E. Team GB Faliraki. I mean, that is England away to Britain, but mostly England, but better players. And Trumpton versus Dalgety Rangers. Trumpton could have a massive say in where the title goes. So huge matches going forward. There's been no team of the week again, and so we'll watch and see how things go in the matches that are taking place. I'm going to get it to the save at this point. I am going to get it there to round 25. Let's have a look at the news. Might as well do. There's only four days to the games. That Ghetto is back. Lee Bowyer back in training. Cernychek back. I mean, he's not even in the 24, but he can play any time, of course. Lunter Arsheim is back. Liz Arazu there. Cafu out for a few days. Anyone who's out for a week is out for the rest of the season, aren't they? Who is back? Simeone missing for the second last match of the season. Bosvelt out as well. Steve Howe back. It doesn't really matter about what's going on there. Gary Neville a few days, he's back in training, of course. So Trumpton with Berg out for 10 days. I think that's his season over. It says a week. I think it's just over a week though. I think he's missing the rest of the season. unhappiness there. Unhappy performance for those as well. Grove signing Zanetti, Sprungfelt signing Lizarazu. How do you feel there? And of course, we always defend for those effective managers there. Redoubled efforts from Kesman in training. Yeah, Joe Coulter for the season at Steelhawks. Says David. It's unlucky to be losing players at this point. Who else have we got here? Solskjaer back in training. More news. Cafu's back in training as well for the old age ball. Good news for them. Oh, Luis Enrique taking a bit of a hit. What will Martin say about that? We know what he'll say. He'll be defending because he is a manager who's here. But Williams never got started. He left and went to Valentuna. No, it wasn't Valentuna, was it? That was where Curtis Woodhouse went. No, defend him. He needs that defence. The manager here, Vieira, back in training, massive for round hay. Well, I'm just going to delay it because there we are. Not really going to sell the players, but this team's not being submitted should be kind of unsettled. Big games, so we go to round 25. That's going to be immediately put onto the drive. So anybody who is out and about and wants to put their teams in, have a go. Great stuff. Thank you very much for being here for this very, very short stream. We'll just leave it there on the table for everyone to see what's going on. 2 rounds to go. Massive games. Wednesday night, deadline Tuesday 9 PM. And thanks again, we'll see you soon. Bye bye.